trying to get out of fight or flight or the freeze response and or a burnout, then it's important to know that different nervous system regulating techniques are going to work better than other ones depending on what you're experiencing. This is because depending on whatever response you're in, you're going to want to do the opposite of whatever your brain and body are telling you to do. Let's say that you have a base level where you feel regulated, everything feels fine, you don't feel like you're in danger, you don't feel like there's a threat, you don't feel like you have to shut down, and it's right here. So if your base level is right here, then fight or flight is going to take you up here because they are up-regulating responses. Whereas if your base level is right here, the freeze response or a burnout are going to take you down here because they are down-regulating responses. That might be why whenever you're in fight or flight, you're feeling like really up, you're energetic, maybe you're like worried, you're freaking out. And whenever you experience a freeze response or a burnout, you feel really down, you feel dissociated, you feel numb, you feel like you can't pay attention, you have no energy. So if you're in fight or flight and you're already antsy and you're already up-regulated, then you're gonna wanna do some type of nervous system regulating technique that down-regulates you so you can get back down to base level. Whereas if you're in the freeze response or a burnout, then you're gonna wanna do something that's up-regulating because you're already down so that you can get back up to base level. What does that even mean, Sarah? This doesn't make sense. I'll tell you, don't worry. Things that are going to bring you down back to base level from being up-regulated from fight or flight include breathing techniques, progressive muscle relaxation, EFT tapping, grounding, orienting, self-soothing statements, meditation. Basically anything that's going to get your nervous system from up to like chilling out a little bit. So if you're down-regulated from the freeze response and a burnout, then you're going to want to be up-regulated to base level, and some of those techniques include shaking it out, going for a walk, stimming, jumping, dancing around, singing, clapping, really anything that's going to get you motivated to kind of walk around a little bit or just not be so stuck and frozen. And this is why I say you're going to want to do the opposite of whatever it is that your brain is telling you whenever you're in a survival response. Whenever you're in fight or flight, you don't want to just sit down and do breath work or meditate or do EFT tapping and ground yourself because it just doesn't feel like that's what you need to be doing because there's got to be a threat or something. And in the same way, when you're in the freeze response or a burnout, your brain is just shutting down. You're like, no, I can't go walking. I can't be active. I don't want to stomp around. I don't want to sing. I don't want to dance. But that's going to be what's going to get you out of those responses. I'm not standing here saying that it's going to be easy, but if you do a little bit at a time and you practice doing these things before you get into fight, flight, freeze, or even a burnout, then it's going to help you either delay or manage those responses a lot better. Because when you practice nervous system regulating techniques and body somatics when you're not in a survival response, then you can implement it when you do have those responses because you've already practiced, and you know whenever you're getting dysregulated because you are getting acquainted with being regulated when you practice nervous system regulation techniques. So anyway, I can talk about this more if you want, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, my name is Sarah. I'm your favorite self-experimenting coach or companion, and I help get people reacquainted with who they most authentically are. You're an amazing person, and I hope you have the best day.